Have you been drinking the same coffee for so long that you can't even taste it anymore? Are you tired of spending $15 on a bag of coffee that you don't even like? Then this coffee show is for you. Welcome back to the Bracketology of Coffee, Season 5, Round 4. This season does not have a theme, but the winner will be moving on to Season 6, where winners from the first 5 seasons will battle it out to see who's best of the best. Let me introduce today's competitors. First off, we have illy. This is called their Classico. The origin is unknown, but online does say that this is a blend of 9 of the finest Arabica coffees sourced worldwide. This 8.8 ounce can goes for $14.98. It's a medium roast and they ranked number 3 in my brackets. Going up against Gevalia Kaffe. This is their house blend. The origin is East Africa, Central and South America. This 12 ounce bag goes for $5.98. It's a medium roast and they ranked number 6 in my brackets. Let me explain how this competition works. The coffees are prepared in a French press. The recipe I use is 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds for every 5 ounces of water. I steep the coffee for 4 minutes. The competition consists of 2 halves. In the first half, I drink the coffees black, fresh out of the French press, and in the second half, I add some cream. I score each round out of 100, allowing for a maximum possible score of 200 points. Let me get these coffees brewing. I'll be right back. Alright, it's almost coffee drinking time. As you can see, I'm no longer in my pop-up camper. Instead, I'm coming to you from Pod 23 inside the Cohabit Hotel in Avon, Colorado. I'll put the website on the screen. If you're planning on doing any skiing at either Vail or Beaver Creek, this will be the place to stay for sure. Wanted to mention something. 25% of the population is thought to be a super taster. I'm not a super taster. I consider myself an average taster. What I look for in coffee is drinkability, something that is smooth and flavorful with a pleasing aftertaste. Got to mention one more thing. I got my Oakland University gear on today. I'm a proud alumnus, I think is the proper term. But so yeah, the way this works, I drink the coffees twice. First taste, I'm getting an overview, and the second taste, I'll give them a score. And first up, we have the illy Classico. Let me give him a taste. Very interesting. I've got to mention something really quick. This was kind of a finer grind. It didn't really do that well in the French press. In a French press, you typically want a coarser grind. It was a bit hard to press, and I did have to wait a little while longer for the coffee to actually pour out. I see that this is a medium roast. I can definitely taste that it's a darker roast. First impression is that it's good flavors. None of the funky flavors that I taste sometimes, so it'll be interesting what I pick up on the second taste with that one. So let me get an overview on this house blend from Gevalia Kaffe. I'm just assuming it's pronounced Gevalia. Maybe they're from, I wonder where the actual, maybe it's like Italian or, oh, Sweden. Okay. Sweden would be where the company's at, not where the beans come from, obviously. But let's go ahead and get a taste. That's a medium roast as well. I can taste the darkness of the roast. I'm picking up some flavors. maybe some hints almost of some chocolatey flavors. Natural chocolatey flavors, obviously, but yeah, this is going to be a close one. If you've seen some of my previous episodes, they were just like massive blowouts. I was happy to get rid of the losing coffees, donate them. But let's go ahead and get a score on this Classico by Illy. So I've got to mention some stuff about this illy coffee. I set up season 5 8 months ago. I recorded actually one episode, and then I didn't record anything for a while, so I decided just to go ahead and drink the coffees instead of record videos. And so this illy comes out to almost $30 a pound. I mean, it's a pretty hefty price tag. I almost thought that it was just going to be considered, illy is one of these companies that is just going after the marketing play. This fancy packaging, fancy name, fancy price. My first impression when I was back in Kalamazoo, Michigan, drinking it at my parents' house, I kind of didn't care for it. More so, I was just disappointed, because when I spend $30 a pound on some coffee, I expected more. But this time I'm actually picking up just a true coffee flavor. It's a medium roast. So, I prefer the light roasts, and because I can kind of pick out the flavors a little bit better. But at this point, I'm not tasting anything that I don't like. It's very rich, very flavorful, very drinkable. Not worth $30 a pound by any means. But it tastes good. So let's go ahead and give them, I'm going to give them an 88 in the first half. Alright, let's go ahead and get a score on this house blend by Gevalia Kaffe. And that has a very unique smell and taste. Gotta be honest, the taste is something I've never tasted before. It's borderline funky, but it's not funky. It's just different. Different than anything I've ever tasted. I think the medium roast suits that coffee well. These coffees are just very similar in the amount of flavor that they have. I'm going to give them an 87 in the first half. This is going to be a close one. Once I add some half and half, I think one of them is probably really going to shine. But give me a second. I'm going to pause the video, add some cream. We'll be right back for the second half of this competition. Thanks for watching. Alright, I've added about a tablespoon of cream to each one of these coffees. Same thing, I'm going to taste them twice. First taste, just getting an overview. Second taste, I'll give them a score. Had to mention something, this was Janet's idea. Add a little color to the top bunk here. What do you think? I think it looks sharp. Good idea, Janet. Okay, let's start again with the Classico by Illy. Yeah, that's delicious. This is tough. I've never tried either one of these coffees before, and I've obviously tasted tons of different coffees. These both taste different than anything I've ever tasted. Maybe is why I'm kind of struggling to come up with words to describe them, even struggling to come up with scores. But I definitely enjoy that with a half and half. So let's get an overview on this house blend by Gevalia. Yeah, that flavor that's borderlining on funky is just a unique flavor. And I know that you obviously see them in the stores, fairly successful chain or coffee company. It must resonate with the consumers, because I can't pick out what that is, but maybe on the second taste I will. So, all right, Classico by illy, let's give them a score. It's delicious. It's got a really rich flavor. I almost wonder if that has something to do with a little bit finer grind that they have. Let me check out the grind here. Yeah, it almost kind of clumps up a tiny bit. Not quite an espresso grind. Definitely finer than an auto drip grind, but didn't work too well in the French press. But you can see it is a finer grind. In my mind, that it embodies all the flavors that a coffee should embody. Nothing special about it. I've tasted some coffees that are just kind of blew my mind because the flavors were so unique and so delicious. This one isn't really blowing my mind by any means, but I do like it. I'm going to give them a 91 in the second half. All right, let's get a score on this house blend by Gevalia. Man, that flavor that I can't pinpoint, it's tasting more and more like a chocolatey cocoa flavor. And I mentioned the word funky a couple times. It's not funky by any means. It's just almost borderline funky. You'll have to taste it to figure out what I'm talking about here. But these coffees are very similar. But I think on this Gevalia, give that one more taste actually. Yeah. I'm going to give them an 89 in the second half. Alright, let me go ahead and total up these scores. I'll be right back to declare a winner in the Season 5 Round 4 competition. Don't go anywhere. Alright, we are back to declare a winner. First up, we had the Classico by illy. They scored an 88 in the first half, 91 in the second half, for a total of 179. You know, this coffee is just priced too high. I cannot recommend this coffee. If you look in the description of my YouTube video, there are 3 goals for this coffee show. And the goal of this show is to help you discover new coffee that tastes great, is delicious, and drinkable. That's this. Is reasonably priced. This is not reasonably priced and is readily available. So just because of the fact that it's just, the price is just so outrageous. I have been tasting so many coffees below the $8 price point that to spend $30 per pound, it just seems a bit outrageous. So while they're going to win this competition, I do not recommend them. They went up against the House Blend by Gevalia Kaffe. They scored an 87 in the first half, 89 in the second half, for a total of 176. You know, I actually would recommend this coffee. Maybe one of my YouTube subscribers can taste it and pick out what the flavor is that I can't really put words to. It is a little bit chocolatey, a little bit cocoa-y, borderline on funky, but I definitely would recommend. The price point is good, it's drinkable, readily available. But unfortunately, they did not win this competition. The winner of Season 5, Round 4, the Classico by illy, congrats to them. They'll be moving on to the next round. But that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Coffee Show Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will see you next time. Go Grizzlies!